These two tickets are for the same route, Atyrau to Almaty. The difference between them is 1 day on the calendar, and about $100 for a family. Airlines love it when you pick your dates blindly. I stopped. I built my own flight search in Python. Live prices from every airline, nearby date prices, a chart months ahead. Not a single third-party library, running on official Aviasales data. Watch, a family, 2 adults, 2 kids, August 14th. Search, 2 seconds, and there they are, all the options. And here are the nearby date chips. Shift the departure. $100 saved. Remember that number. A counter appears in the corner, and by the end of this video it passes $300. I'll show every line of code and explain why it's written exactly that way. Let's go. Simple rules. 8 live demos, 5 countries. Kazakhstan, Türkiye, the UAE, Thailand, Georgia, Almaty, Astana, Atyrau, Istanbul, Antalya, Dubai, Bangkok, Tbilisi. After each demo, the savings counter grows by the real price difference. Between demos, code, short files, line by line, and every decision gets its own why. Why not scraping? Why GraphQL? Why no Flask? And at the end, the feature I actually built all of this for. The app tells you by itself when a ticket gets cheaper. Stay with me. Demo 2, new country. Almaty to Antalya, Türkiye, a resort route, same family. Above the results, the airline panel, each carrier with its own best price and departure time, and the spread between them is real money for a family. Loyal to one airline? One click on its card, the list keeps only its flights. Another click, filter off. No menus, no settings. The panel both shows the spread and works as the filter. Now the million-dollar question. Where does a homemade app get this kind of data? For any country? Coming up, the most important fork of the project, and the story of how I got it completely wrong first. First, an honest fail. There are 2 roads to prices. Scrape the website or use an API. Scraping I dropped immediately. Dynamic JavaScript, captchas, bans, and everything breaks with every redesign. I took the official API and stepped on a rake. It has legacy REST methods, and in one of them the price for 1 day is actually a round-trip price. I summed 2 of those, outbound plus return, and my search showed double the real number. Twice as expensive. Good thing I checked against the real Aviasales. Hence a rule that will save you hours. Never trust a field called price until you've verified what it's the price of. And second, travel payouts has an endpoint without that trap, GraphQL. That's what we build on. The foundation, 20 lines. Line 8, the official API address. Line 11, the token. It's free after registering at travel payouts, and it lives in a config file separately. A token inside the code is a landmine. One push to GitHub and your key is out in the wild. The API GET function is the single gateway to all data. Build the URL, put the token into the X-Access token header, read the JSON, and look at the imports. This matters. JSON, urlib, pathlib, all built in. Not a single pip install in the whole project. Download, run. It's not asceticism for sport. Fewer dependencies means fewer points of failure and code that lives longer. And now that GraphQL. Why GraphQL instead of 5 REST calls? Because here I tell the server exactly what I need. Lines 4 and 5. My field list. Price, airline, departure times, transfers, baggage, and a ready ticket link. One query, everything a card needs. The GQL prices function builds the query text. Kind is prices round trip or prices one way. Return or one way, same function. Params, the route and dates. Sorting value ASC, the server sorts by price for me. And the gem, grouping. Say none and you get every ticket. Say dates and the server groups by date and returns the cheapest per pair. Remember that word. In a minute it becomes the nearby date chips you saw at the start. Send the post. And the response has tickets from all airlines, not just the cheapest. The airline panel from Demo 2 is this little main airline field. Testing on a serious route, Almaty to Istanbul, a vacation in Turkey. Mid-August, about $360 per person. Now stop, pause the video and guess. How much cheaper does it get if you shift the vacation by 1 week? Got a number? Look at the chart below. Prices for every departure day, months ahead. The orange dot is the minimum. I click right on it. The app moves the date and searches again by itself. $250. Minus $110 per person, $220 for a couple. If you guessed right, drop it in the comments. Let's test your gut. Counter about $300. The search function, the heart of the app, 3 moves. Move 1, lines 6 to 8. Every ticket for the exact date pair. The direct-only toggle doesn't filter my response. It puts direct true straight into the query. The rule, whatever the API can do, the API should do. It's faster and more reliable. Move 2 is about emptiness. The price cache is built from real people searches, and a rare date pair may not be there. Show an empty screen, the user leaves and never comes back. Lines 10 to 15. I widen the window by ±3 days. Something useful always shows up. Move 3, line 18. That date's grouping from the previous scene, the cheapest for every nearby pair. Those are the chips that saved us $80 in Demo 1. The whole search, 3 requests. Now let's see how it behaves where direct flights barely exist. Atyrau to Istanbul. Direct flights barely exist here, and the app doesn't pretend. 1 transfer, the honest total travel time. I flip direct only, and instead of a blank page I get a straight warning. No non-stops in the cache. Here are the options with transfers. That's a design decision, not an accident. An empty screen kills trust instantly. An honest explanation builds it. Steal this pattern for any project of yours. Every nothing found must come with, but here's what exists. How does all this reach the browser? The internet says, install Flask. But why? For a local tool, a framework is a suitcase without a handle. Setup, dependencies, updates. Python's standard library ships a ready web server. The handler class, the doGet method. 3 routes like 3 shelves. Root, serve the app page. API cities, 9,000 cities for autocomplete. API search, call the search function from the previous scene with parameters from the query string. The _JSON method is the packer. Any dict becomes a response with proper headers. And the finale, a threading server on port 8787. Serve forever. 20 lines, and you've got a working backend where you can see every single byte. Flask can wait for a project that truly needs it. Demo 5. The UAE, Almaty to Dubai. A long route and the card opens up fully. Airline logo, outbound and return with times, total travel time, transfers. And look, the baggage included badge. This fare already covers a suitcase. The with baggage field from our GraphQL query, 1 line in the field list became a feature aggregator's hide behind an extra click. And the panel on top, Emirates, Fly Dubai, Air Astana. The airline spread works on any route in the world. Next, frontend. An autocomplete over 10,000 cities in 20 lines. Demo 6, the long-range test. Thailand, Almaty to Bangkok. 250 dates with prices. I changed the country with a single field, Georgia, Tbilisi, and the whole 6 months price chart is already on screen. No, region not supported. The Aviasales cache covers the planet, which means our app does too. Wherever you're headed, Asia, the Caucasus, Europe, the mechanics are the same. Type, click, see the cheap days. Plain JavaScript, 0 libraries. On startup, the server hands the browser the list, 9,600 cities, and it lives right in the page's memory. No network calls while typing at all. Line 4. On every keystroke, take the text, lowercase it. Lines 7 to 10. Walk the list and collect cities whose name starts with the input. The trick is line 10. As soon as we have 8, break. A drop-down never needs more, and the early exit keeps it instant. Then render the hints, and on click, line 21, hide the airport code in a data attribute. The human sees Astana, the machine gets NQZ. Separate what the human sees from what the machine eats. This rule will save you more than once. Demo 7 autocomplete in battle. For letters, Asta. And there's Astana with its code. Almaty. The arrows swap the cities. I leave the return date empty, and it's a one-way search now. About $90 on a direct flight. The chips on top are now single days. Tuesday beats Friday by $15. Small stuff? A year of such small stuff pays for another ticket. Counter. Past $300. The chart that paid for this whole video minus $110 on Istanbul. Charting libraries. 0 raw SVG. Line 3. The month's minimum. Lines 4 and 5 are all the math. X is the dates index stretched to the width. Y is the price fitted into the height. 2 formulas, nothing else. Line 7, the dots join into a polyline, the price curve. The loop, every date is a circle and color works without a legend. Red, your date. Orange, the month's minimum. Blue, the rest. And the last 3 lines, the magic from the demo. Clicking a circle puts its date into the field and reruns the search. An interactive chart in 20 lines. One last piece remains, the one this whole thing was built for. The tracker. The idea is simple. Prices move every day, and checking them by hand is a robot's job. Storage SQLite. Built into Python, 1 file on disk, 0 install, 0 setup. The prices table, run, route, date, price. The check route function. Lines 10 to 13. Write today's prices for every date. Line 15, today's minimum. Line 16 to 18, 1 SQL query for the minimum across all previous runs. If today is cheaper, return a ready-made message. The route, how much it dropped, the new price. Start the app with your morning coffee, and the best drops pop onto the screen by themselves. Let me show you live. I start the app, and a green notification slides in. Astana to Almaty dropped by 8,000 tenge. The tracker compared today's cash with yesterday's without me. Add it to the counter, over $320 in one video. And the final click. The buy button opens not just Aviasales but the exact ticket, my dates, my 4 passengers. The precise family total, child fares included, is calculated by official Aviasales. You don't lie about money, so the final number comes from the source. My tool finds and watches. The purchase goes through the official link. The counter says over $300 across 8 demos and 5 countries. The tool, 1 Python file, 0 libraries, the official API, search, nearby dates, airlines, the chart, passengers, the drop tracker. All the code with instructions in English and Russian. Free in our Telegram, SIGMENT Academy. Link in the description and on screen. Your move. Drop your route in the comments, city there, city back, and I'll run it through the app in the next video. And if you want price drops pushed straight to your phone, subscribe. That's the next episode. See you.